Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
Great, man. As always, great, great. How about yourself?
Coach, I'm doing absolutely great. You just sharing a little bit with me, and you there with that ocean view. I guess that'll be an ocean view right behind you.
Yeah, the Caribbean Sea. I'm in Belize, man.
Okay,
Right, the water right there. So
okay. And you say you can go out and just jump in that water right
yeah,
there.
yeah. But a mile or so up by a little junction, you got folks been jumping in when I drove down there early today.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And when you'll be back, you say?
Tomorrow.
Okay. All right, then we just hope that you get back safe. And then, like I say, next week, man, you just share your experience, man. You just share the experience. That's absolutely awesome because, you say that you want, I guess, every year around your birthday, you want to hit a different place
Definitely.
throughout the world or whatever. How you got that
I,
going?
I came here before. I came before, just before the pandemic. But I was looking at some property, man. So I just said, let me, go again just to check and see what's up.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
but great food, great people, man. It's where to visit, man.
Okay.
Really, it
Okay.
really is. Yeah.
Okay, well that's good and great to see you and happy that you were able to take that time off and still come and share this with us. So I appreciate you. I want to let you know that.
Not a thing, ain't nothing but a thing, man. Like I said, as long as I got Wi-Fi, I don't care where I am, man. I'm gonna tap in. That's
Say
just real.
no,
So
say no more. I got you. I and I hate my son. He traveled in and was traveling back out, and we was about to get into a real good discussion, man. So um like I was sharing with him, I hope that he began to follow me even more. So, he can, whatever he'll like to address, and anybody who listen to the videos, I always tell you, there's my email address. Anybody want to do a Zoom, anybody want to come on the show, anybody opposed to anything I've ever said, I'm right here for it. I'm right here for it. I can bag it up with statistics. I can bag it up with experience. I can bag whatever I say up. So I would love anytime he want to share some time with me. All he got to do is hit me up. And me and him can sit down and chop it up. I would love to do that. And anyone else. But today, Coach, before we even get started, I got to say this first, and I got to say this. Parents, and I always say this, so there ain't nothing new. You got to nurture your children. I've been working with children, like I say now. Shit, it'll be 40 years next year. I've been working with children in certain communities, what they call the low income community. And I need the parents to begin to nurture. That means to really be there for them through their growth and help them develop and really begin to mentor them. Be that someone who can be that wise and trusted advisor. And by me saying that, I know one of the biggest problems is with a lot of the parents, they didn't get the nurturing or they did not
mhm.
get that mentoring that they needed. So that's the problem within itself. But we got to be able to teach our children discipline. I'm talking to you from experience now. We got to be able to teach them discipline. We got to be able to teach them respect, especially for adults. And they should have some type of fear of consequences from their parents, when they out in public acting a fool. It should be some type of
Yeah,
fear
yeah,
that I know I better not do this or do that because if this get
yeah.
back to my mama or my daddy, it's gonna be some consequences. And I'm just sharing this because during this school year, I've had hundreds of children that I've worked with and dealt with. And you could go to our Facebook page, Second Nature for Children, and check out the work that I do with the children. So, like I said, I can always bag up what I'm saying, and I live this life for real. Our children are in trouble. Our children are not being nurtured, and I can tell our children are not being nurtured. And I got to say this right here. Men, we have to stop leaving our boys to be raised by ladies.
Hey,
That
that's real. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's real. We
That's
we
real. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to stop that, because in a lot of ways, their behavior is out of control. Their behavior, our little boys, I work with them every day. Their behavior is out of control. There's no discipline. And I know mom do the best she can do. You understand? But and it's different. I don't say all. When I'm saying certain things, I'm not saying all the boys, all the girls. Now, I'm not saying all, but I'm giving you my experience from working with hundreds of children during this school year. And I'm in certain communities, and I know that a lot of these kids come from that single parent home, and I know a lot of these boys spend more time with ladies than they spend with men.
And
And especially even if a father is there, a lot of times it still doesn't mean anything if he's not nurturing. You can have a father in the house. It still don't mean nothing if he's not nurturing. You can have a mother in the house. It go both ways. And listen, you can have good parents. Don't mean they know how to nurture. I just want you to think about that for a second. Think about that. Our little boys in trouble, and they need nurturing, and they need a male figure in their life as soon as possible. As soon as possible. They need one quick. I work with them every day, and I can tell that a lot of these little boys are broken. I tell they're broken. I can tell they're very sensitive. They're very sensitive, and when you
but
got it.
I'm just gonna say, sensitive boys become sensitive men. Then when you have what you have with emotion, instead of talking it out or handling it out like two men ought to, we go to the next two steps of the violence and the whole nine. But yeah, I ain't want to jump the gun. But yeah,
No, no, no. That's perfectly said because we have to, a lot of times we don't study the psyche of kids. You understand? You got to understand when that little boy is sensitive, that's perfect what you just said, because we're observing right now that we have more men that showing their more emotions on a negative than women are. You understand what I'm saying?
I
So
got you.
so definitely he grows up. Now he's a sensitive man or a sensitive male, and his behavior is really out of control, and that's why we see a lot of um, abusiveness, killings, and certain things like that because he's sensitive. He's emotionally broken as well, and he needed that male figure as well. Women can do only so much. Our little boys and our little girls, they need their father. It took two parents to come together to have that offspring. So I'm not knocking any one parent who's trying to do the best they can, but what I am telling you, a child needs a mother and a father nurturing them together. Because a woman can't give a man what he need, just like a man can't give a daughter what she need. They need it. It needs to come
Bro.
together. Yeah, you need both. You understand? You need
Yeah, but
both.
that single parent got to admit that first and
Absolutely,
foremost to themselves, so they can really encourage that what they call now co-parenting for the true sense of what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Not about you, not about me. It's about the child, man. What's best for him, what's best for her.
absolutely. And the problem be a lot of times when that little boy or that little girl, when they hear a male disciplinarian, they really get out of control because they so used to hearing a woman's voice. So once they hear that male voice who comes in working to teach discipline, there's a problem with them. They're not used to that. And they become combative. They fight against that voice of discipline that's coming from a heavier tone. They just so used to a woman telling them what to do and what not to do. But once they hear that male voice, it becomes a problem a lot of times. And I'm just sharing that, man, from my experience. And I see it every day. I see it every day. And I didn't say all, but I'm just sharing. And like I say, a lot of these things are addressed. I've already done the videos on them. That's why I say it's so important that people follow me. And so I would just ask that men do better with their children. I would just ask that right there. But I'm ready to move on because like I say, I've covered that on so many different videos and topics and things like that. But today I want to talk to you, Coach, about why so much violence in the Black community. Why do you think it's so much violence in the Black community? And I just want to break violence down. We're talking about behavior involving physical force intended to either harm, to damage, or to kill someone or something. You have physical, you have sexual, and you have emotional violence. And then you have the elements of it: intentional, harmful, unwanted, uh, 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 non-essential violence. So I want to talk about violence with you, and I want to share this right here. Like I said, I always come where I can bag it up, and you jump in when you get ready to jump in. But I just want to share some things, and then you can go at any time. In the United States, Blacks die from gun violence at 2.6 times the rate of whites. Just want you to hear what I'm saying. On average, nearly 13,600 Blacks die from gun violence each year. We're talking about the United States. During COVID, watch this right here. The gun death rate declined 20% during COVID, but domestic violence went up because we had to spend more time
Yeah,
with our
that close proximity. Yeah, the truth come out, what you cannot deal with or what you wouldn't deal with, and then that's what happened right there.
It went crazy when we had began to spend more time incarcerated, among and with each other. It went crazy. And the firearm suicide rate for Blacks during that period of time, it rose 26%. Suicide went up during that COVID time. Blacks make up majority, listen to this, of gun homicides in the United States. In fact, 81% of Blacks who die from gun violence die by gun homicide. 81%. Despite the fact that Black boys and men account for just 6% of the total population. I'm talking to you now about, Coach, why is it so much violence in the Black community, and sharing these numbers to let you know that it's a lot going on. And they comprise more than half of all gun homicide victims. I'm talking about Black men and Black boys. Blacks die from gun homicide at a higher rate than any other group. Blacks die from gun homicide at a higher rate than any other group. Watch what happened. Black women experience higher rates of gun violence than any other group of women. What's going on in the community? In 2024, Black women were 5.3 times higher than the gun homicide of white women. 5.3 times higher of getting killed in the community. Think about that. Homicide is the leading cause of death for Black men ages 15 to 44 for more than half a century. It's a lot of violence going on. Us among ourselves. Did you hear that? That homicide is the leading cause of death for Black men ages 15 to 44 for more than half a century. Damn, I made it out of that part.
I said the same. I was thinking the same thing too.
I made
the same thing too.
wow, okay. I made it out that part. But let's watch this right here. More than 87, more than 87% of homicides in the Black communities involve firearms. More than 87. Wow. In 2024, more Black men ages 15 to 24 died in gun homicides in 2024. More black men ages 15 to 24 died in gun homicides, watch this, than from suicide, heart disease, cancer, HIV, diabetes, and it was 11 other things they named the percentage of. Homicide among that age group was higher than all the things I just named, plus 11 more things all combined. Coach, did you hear that?
I got you. I got you.
Suicide, heart disease. Do you know how many we died? Do you know the numbers of us dying from heart disease? Then you telling me that suicide, heart disease, cancer, HIV, diabetes, and 11 more other things. I just put those down. It was 11 more of them. And they saying that all the men who died between that age group and that time of 2024, that you had more homicides of us killing each other than all of those illnesses and all of. So I ask you, Coach, or do you even think so? Why do you think it's so much violence in the
Well,
black community?
first off, man, like they got this saying where it said guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Hmm.
You know, because you got to pick it up and pull it. We're not talking about between a rock and a hard place or what have you. You know, we talking about just rolling on any given day instance. If you know your worth, man, and that man or that woman looks similar to you won't want to take him out that easy. I'm gonna say it again. If you know your worth,
Hmm.
and that man and woman that looks similar to you want to take him out that easy. You know, we've seen the different headlines, but the ridiculous things that occur. I mean, simple things now, and went straight to a whole nother level. Be it in a fast food restaurant, they're not holding the door open to somebody, just a simple argument, you know. If you love yourself, man, you would not want to take out somebody like that.
Hmm.
There's no way. Because you value yourself, your life, and you put the same value, similar value on someone else, you know. Even if you got to be, you know what, man, just go ahead on with that and keep it moving. But to take you out just like that, come on, man.
Hmm.
Come on. You know, we got to realize too that when we point a gun at each other, unless it's a situation with a kid involved or kids involved, it really don't hit the news like that. It really not taken seriously, you know. And if you that big and bad, point it to someone look different than you and see what happens. See the swiftness of justice, you know. At the end of the day, we all we got. We ain't got to believe it. Just observe, you see, we all we got. And if we don't take ourselves seriously, if we don't look out for each other, you expect someone different than you gonna do it? Come on, man. And this been going on for the longest while, still going on today.
Absolutely.
You know, how do you want to be taken seriously when you can't even see about each other? You know, how can someone else take you serious? You know, folks might say, well, it's easy access to guns. Yeah, that's part of it, but come on, we know better. Or I should say, we ought to know better. You know, come on, man. So Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. You know. But it depends, like I said, on that individual, man. I know it's extreme cases where your life is in jeopardy or whatever, somebody trying to take from you, and you got to do what you got to do. We're not talking about that. We talking about simple instances where conversation, you know, conflict resolution, simple. I know in the heat of the moment, you can jump off the rail. I've been there. You know what I mean? But as you see yourself, you see life for what it is, man. You know that ain't no way. You know. And then when you go behind them walls, you ain't got nothing to pop off. You gotta be, and then you gotta be more violent because the temperature is risen, you know, when it comes to attitude on a whole nother level. So that's real survival. So what are you doing? You know? But yeah, man, that not seeing ourselves for who we are, or not believing, I should say, because we see it. You know, how can you expect someone to care about you more than you care for yourself? We ought to see about each other, man. You know, it ain't that serious. The next day, come around. You know, live to fight another day, but you see what you say, here come the gun. What you looking at? You know, and that's why in certain places, in certain instances, there's that tension when we see ourselves moving around, because we know any little thing, this joker can go, out of character because of whatever they've been going through or whatever they've been through thus far and this day. But still, man, dang, really? But that's in a nutshell to me, man.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna share this right here. That's absolutely crazy. We got to get it together. I shared some information about the young ladies, the black ladies. I shared some information about the black boy and the black man. I want to go down just a little bit further and share that gun violence is the leading cause of death for black children. It's at that point now. Gun violence is the leading cause of death for black children. In 2020, gun violence became the leading cause of death for all children in 2020. Gun violence. But it's been the leading cause of death for black children since 2006. So we've been acting a fool for a long time.
And
go ahead. Go ahead on.
No, like I said, how can you expect someone else to care more about you than you care for yourself? The fact that that's going on for so long, we have to see about it. These folks don't care because from their lack of action, they're basically saying, yeah, let them take each other out. We don't care about that. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
But,
and it's go ahead on, Coach. Finish.
No, go ahead. You got it.
All right. 84% of gun death among black children are gun homicide. 84% of gun deaths among black children are gun homicide. And in 2024, black children were 16 times more likely to be killed in a gun homicide than white children. And it's so much more information out there, Coach. Go ahead on.
I'm just saying, as you read the stats, man, it really hit differently, man, as you read it.
A lot of people not thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about it.
And it starts with us being honest with ourselves. It starts with us being the solution to the problem that deals with us.
Absolutely.
It started with us, man, being true for ourselves, man. But like you say, we look and see where our attention lies, and we see what's our interest. You know, gossip, entertainment.
That's it. Yes,
Come
sir.
on, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yeah, we're not concerned about this
come
information.
on. New dance craze. Who's
They
messing with who? Who's not messing with who? Who break up?
they know
Okay,
how to get
fine.
this. Yeah.
But what about what's going on? We talking
Yeah.
about morality. You know, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in trouble, coach. And like I always tell you, but I would say this right here from this information, and like I say, it's so much more. I mean, just we don't even have enough time. The numbers is crazy. The numbers is crazy, and a lot of people don't think about it. But I would have to answer it this way. I have to answer it this way because I got an answer. That's why I come. I come with answers. I can bag it up. Come with solutions. The video is out. Solutions. Well, the videos are out. That's why I say people need to follow. We got what now we're going on with about 277 videos of nothing but knowledge and how to make it, how to survive. But I say it like this right here. It's simple. And things won't be getting better anytime soon. And the reason it won't get better anytime soon is because we won't address the issues that we dealing with mental disorders and the effects of trauma. It's that simple. All these numbers I just read, the problem is we want to address it's over 200 mental disorders within our communities. We're dealing with so many mental issues, illnesses, and disorders, so much trauma to when we begin to explode and we look around to the left, right, front, and back, it's your color who's getting that effect that you're exploding about, whatever it is, whatever you're dealing with, whether it's being uneducated, whether it's being schizophrenia, bipolar, it just all you got to do is just go down the list. And it's so much, the reason there is so much killing, violence in the Black community is because in that community, there is so much mental illness, and we won't go address it because it has become normal. You can't tell me something wrong. This is what we do over here every weekend. We shoot, we kill, we this, we that. It has become normal. So it won't be getting better anytime soon. And coach, I'm gonna answer again. I'm gonna let you go. You do it. That's why it's so much violence in the Black community is because of mental disorders and trauma. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So I'm always coming with answers. I always coming with solutions. The video solutions, I've already put it out. I don't have to keep going through. That's why I said, if anyone follow me, I can promise you your life will change for the better.
If they
If
want change.
if they want it, that's
Like
the
I said,
problem.
the people really want change.
Yeah.
The people really want change. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Come on, man.
No, I don't see it. I don't see what we want change. I think a lot of us just haven't gotten comfortable where we are, and we good. So to and then here's another big thing too. Here's another big thing. Here's another big thing. Just because you have a perspective or an opinion about something or on something, I've had this discussion so many times. It doesn't make it true. So just because you don't see something a certain way, you may not see it right now. If I say something and you say, well, I don't see it like that. Well, what you have to do then is don't tell me, show me. where I'm wrong about something. You got to show me, because statistically, if you telling me, well, it ain't that bad, it ain't that bad, well, then you got to go deal with these people who doing this research, not me. I'm pulling up research, and then I'm giving you from my experience. How you gonna tell me that when I be talking about, like I just told you a little earlier, all the kids I've dealt with this year, how you gonna give me your perspective on my truth that I'm with every day, and you was not with me? You could have came with me, and then you could have seen firsthand and experienced what I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you facts that you wasn't there. I was dealing with them every day, and I'm sharing with you their behavior. And I'm gonna share this right here. Most of our children, and I'm gonna say this right here, and I could bag it up. Most of our children, they're not dummies. I got some, these are some smart kids. And you can ask any teacher throughout the United States. Ask any teacher. I don't know them all. You ask them this right here. You got smart kids. The biggest problem is discipline. Ask any teacher. I don't know them. Ask any teacher. I promise you, they'll tell you the biggest problem I have with kids is discipline. Go ahead on, coach.
I got you, man. Like I always say, there's no way. First of all, let me say it like this. It's hard for me to understand, to really comprehend folks living this life and not trying to be a better version of themselves, regardless of whatever ills you have to face, whatever valleys you've been through, whatever road bumps coming your way. I really believe the goal should be, I'm trying to be a better version of myself today than I was yesterday or 2 days ago. You know, if you were doing that, the shortcomings you know you have, that we talk about being honest with yourself, the shortcomings you know you have, you're going to address it. The world don't have to know. You ain't got to post it. But this you dealing with you on a daily basis to tighten up those issues you have. You know, and if you know that, well, I reach a point where I can't get any better, I need to seek some help or what have you. That should be the natural, progression of a human being. We're a human being, right? So what's going on with us? We lying to ourselves like everything is okay. We're more concerned about the distractions, the on the surface things, that what's trending, what's popular, the material things. So you don't feel somewhere, but your discipline is off, your morals, your principles. You're not working to be better in that regard. That's your fault, man. That's your fault. You know, no one can make you want to be better. They can encourage you, but it's up to you. And the same issues we see adults are facing, now the kids are facing. So the adults are not dealing with it. And it's slowly going down to the kids. The kids, they see, they're falling right in the footsteps of the nonsense the adults doing, man. I always used to say, man, whenever you say, man, ain't no time soon, I say, man, I hope. But when I really start looking into it more, I'm like, yeah, man, he's right. He's right. It's bad.
Real bad.
Absolutely. Real bad. And you have invited folks so many times, but airing out whatever they need to air out, coming on, saying whatever. And nobody tapping in. So like I always say, I guess we all right. I guess we all right. But the statistics don't say that. So I don't know. Maybe some folks are saying, well, let's not over my way, or my folks are all right, so I'm good. But come on, man. Your folks still have to deal with the folks who are not all right. So come on. You can't shield them forever.
Mm.
The lack of love we have for ourselves, man, to me, is protruding in the things we say and do towards each other. You can't convince me about anything else. The lack of love we have for ourselves. There's no way I'm trying to take you out. You look just like me, similar to me, and I love myself. Come on. There's no way. There's no way. But what I know, man, I'm just trying to evolve and be better on a daily basis. That's all. So that's what I'm spitting.
Well, Coach, I'm gonna get ready to leave it right there. You said it, and I just share with this right here, everyone. Make sure you always work on taking care of your mind, your body, and your soul. Work on your mind, sit down, begin to meditate, reflect, accountability, responsibility. It's on you. Work on making better decisions. That's on you. Take care of your physical. You all you got. You don't even understand that taking care of yourself physically, begin to changing your diet, what you eating, what you put in your body, it'll change your life. And when I speak on the soul, I'm not talking about no doggone religion. Let's start off with 4 things that is within you. Let's talk about discipline. Let's talk about consistency. Let's talk about tenacity. And let's talk about self-love. Let's just start with them 4 right there. You begin to work on your mind, your body, your soul, and bring those things to light. I guarantee you, it'll change your life. Coach, I'm gonna leave it right there. It's on them. And until we come back together again, Coach, finish up, enjoy yourself, and I'll catch you.
Man.
I'll catch you when you get back.
Go and get some of this fresh food, man.
Go enjoy yourself, Coach. Take care.
Take care, man.
All right.
All right.